Bonnie again. So today come with you with some paper 2 question, and let's start with a few and let's see how we go. Just to let you know that today we have our Blackpink Pearl and Natural with us, and my favorite pilot eraser. Working with GDC allow the question. In this video, my series is using Casio FG50 here. That's the one we use at school, so other should be okay as well. So first of all, we have a function, a question here, a function given that, and we find the x coordinate. So be careful, this is only asking for x coordinate. Sometimes they ask for both, and so we can, with the GDC we can do it easily. So fx equals to 2x plus 3 over x minus 4. All right, so we know that our calculator could be found, could allow us to find the equation, the look of it. So we could have 2x plus 3 and x minus 4. All right, they allowed you to have the function, but you know that just allowed me to see the look of that function. We could choose sketch inverse. You can see the look of it. However, there's a problem. We cannot G-solve it because you only have one function in the calculator, so it doesn't solve with you. So what you need to do is, going back to our work, we need to find the inverse ourselves. So for me, I will put it into y first and change subject. So we have y x minus 4 equals to 2x plus 3. I leave the y there. I know a lot of teacher or tutor prefer you to interchange it first, because when you interchange it first, you got the mark already, but it confused me, so I just have to remember I have to change it later. And then rearrange x on one side, y on the other side. And now I have my function, I have my question in terms of x. Now I interchange it. Like, either way it works, as long as you remember to do that. Now we can put into our equation to find it. So instead of that, we can draw it. So 4x plus 3 and x minus 2. All right, we lost the green one. Now we have the two equation. All you need to do is G-solve. You can't see the function. Okay, let's do that. F5 with G-solve here, and then intersect. You have first answer and the second answer. As a calculator paper, make sure you keep it to 3 significant figures for the last answer. So I've just copied it there. So x equals to the smaller one, negative 4.48. If you copy it wrong, that would be an issue here. So negative 0.464, or the other one, I put the left on it. I should widen my screen next time. So I have 6.46. 4 doesn't count, so this is the answer. All right, this is our finding inverse function intercept, and we will have the next question in the next video. See you soon. Hi, here is another question here. This is about compound interest there. So compound interest could be an exponential function and could be used in geometric sequence. So this is compounded annually, so it's like basic exponential function. So this lady or person have invested 8,000 minimum rate. Be careful with the per year, because if it's not compound by years, that will be different. So we need to know that the interest compound by year and then compounded yearly. So there's nothing to lose from there. Calculate the money left with after 15 years. So what I need to do is like the first term, or the base times 1 plus 5%, and then compound at 15 years. There's no brainer there. I know the what's that called? The formula booklet will give you 1 plus 5 over 100. So make sure if you use the 100 there, over 100 there, you have to omit the percent. Otherwise, become something so much less than that. For me, I would prefer to use decimal because let me just write that. And then I will put it into decimal. And then we use our calculator there. So we could have the normal calculation. So 800, 1,000, careful with that. Yeah, Bonnie looks a bit careless on those. And then it says to be, when you read the question, it's like specially nearest to dollars. So all you need to do is round that up. So 4 doesn't go through, and this is the dollar sign. Just keep it a bit fancy there. All right, so this is the first part. After a period of time, they withdraw that much of money. So what you need to do is you need to find out how much it is. So B, you can do log with it, times 1.05 because I got it from the power. Oh no. Ayya. That's an error there. All right, remove it and we fix it. So this time the base times 1.05 and yes, but then now we have $9,037.11. If you do it by hand, you can rearrange that. So we could have equals to over 8,000 because both are dollar signs, so I can omit that as well. And then I perform a log. You're more welcome to sketch it. So to do this, we just have our log. So we have the option, cal, and the next page you can find our log AB. Yeah. 937.11 over, I got another careless mistake there. Lucky I fixed it. So I could round it off, or 2.498 years. Or if you do it with graphs, there's another way we do it with graph. This is the question before. You can delete it or you can unselect it. So we could have, using the original formula, we have 8,000 times 1.05 to the power x. You can't see the answer because the domain should be small, but the range should be pretty big. So you have to fix the domain if you're using a graphing method. So we could have 0 to, I got 9,000 there, so I give it the 10. And then G-solve, xcal, because we're looking for x when y equals to 9037.11. Yep, this should give you the same answer there, if you could see it clearly. Or we could use a financial app to find it. For my student, you will learn it later when you get to it. So there are some information there for setup. A payment at the end date mode is by 365 days, and then annual period you can do it as half, and these are the graphs. So we could have, and we don't know, so we could leave it whatever it is, leave it as it is. And interest rate is 5% per year. So taking out $8,000, and no monthly payment. There's our future value. We have 90.337.11. Compounded payment per year, compound per year. And then we need to find n. So even there is a number there, we don't care. We just press n. Future, taking away $8,000. Money gone out from me. So we should have the same answer here. However, this is per year. The question is asking for how many months. So we have to use this answer times 12. So we get to the month. Answer, Bonnie, look. So we could have 29.98, Given that it's a bank, we need some information on logic thinking there. If it's not up to the 29th month by closing by none, so you have to round it off. Therefore, it should be 30 months. Or it's round up to be 30 anyway. So this is how we gone through those. We need a bit different methods with the calculator, but you have to have a little bit of the sense that 29.9 months is not a full month, so they will not pay you any interest. So you need to have the 30 months. All right, so this is our exponential compound interest. Officially, we call it compound interest, but then we will revisit it in geometric sequence, series, and finance math the best. So until next question in the next video. See you later. Hi, it's me again. All right, so today we have our eraser here. Just to let you know that I recently purchased of another lovely eraser with the Japanese like Fuji-san, like the claims, like the rabbit there, claims to be a eraser that you can rub off the Fuji-san there. And this time I think this is green. Yes, I'm right. So it's just our normal Fuji-san eraser, but this time it's like come with a box. Make it look fancy. Oh, we're not going to use it this one though, but then just like, oh, it's lovely. Oh, let's get back to our maths here. Sorry, got ran off. This time is another question, exponential function question. So it's about parrots, like population of an animal or an area or something is pretty very common for exponential question, application of exponential function, I should say that. Like could be even like bacteria, biology, we use that a lot. So this time they give you a function, not fully function, not completed function given to you. So we have a, e, k, t. One of the classic is like we find some of the unknowns there because it's like always population and t is the variable. These are to be constant, which they say so. T is the number of year, that should be a small letter, don't mind me. And then the beginning of 2010. All right, they give you other information as well. The beginning is so which means that T0 should be equals to 600 because they start from 2010. First thing, they ask you A. So we will have the information here, 600 when A, E, K, 0. All right, so k to the power, k times 0 is always 0, so that become a to the power of 0. I usually skip this step, and which means that e to the power anything is 0, like anything star to the power 0 is 1, anything to the power 0 is 1. My unique one, Hello Kitty and Miffy to the power 0 is always 1. So we have a equals to 600. 2 points, no hassle, no brainer. All right, so we have to find k by the other information. When 2005 is 840, so 2005 is after 5 years, so we will have P5 equals to 840. This is what they meant, what they wrote and what they say. So we just find, from now we have 60 here, so 840 should be equal to 60, which 600, which we find it from A, and then EK5. Again, you can use your calculator, or yes, I'll use a calculator with it. So to show some steps, I usually don't do this, but then to let us know that. So we ln on change the look of it, and then divided by t. Sorry, t is 5. This should equal to k. This is what I will type. I sometimes skip some of the steps. Maybe I will skip this one. But then, yeah, I think there's no harm to write it and show everyone what I'm capable of. Sometimes you need to make yourself feel good with those. So we have our fraction first, and then fraction 840 over 600, and then over 5. That's one of the things I like Casio. It's like you can type everything like mathematically. I mean GDC, Casio GDC, because some of the other scientific calculator doesn't work like that. So now we have our answer. 3 sig fig. When we count the 3 sig fig, it doesn't count the first two. It counted the last 3 here. So the 3 after the 0. So k should be equal to 0.0673 because it's round up there. So this is our second part, another proof point. Find t when it reaches 1000. So now we have our k, we have the t. Our new function should be fp equals to 600 times e to the power 0.0673 t. Alright, this is what we have. Although when I calculate it, I will use a few more digits, but this doesn't have to be too big of a matter. And then now we could have 1000 equals to 600 e 0.63 t. You can use log, which we do before, which is what I'll just type it on the calculator because it's a calculator function and only 2 points. Sorry, calculator question. So I'll just do what I did there. 1000. I do it right there because I have the working here already. And then I ln it. And then I divide it by 0.67272944. Just a few more digits. And then I should have equals to 7.59 years. The t value, all right, they didn't say it reaches anything more than time. It didn't say complete years. Sometimes they say completed years. So you might need to work a bit like rounding up and down. Another way is use graphing method, one of our very popular methods. So we have 600 times e to the power 0.673 x. All right, make sure you give it an x. This time, you might, because we will check on that because it's 1000. So I will give it 120. This should look a bit better. And then gsolve. This time we want xcal again. So next page xcal when y equals to 1000. Yep, you got the same answer there. All right, different ways to do the same method. Is happy to have our calculator with us. All right, so until our next question, this is another application of exponential function, which is the population. See you in the next one. Okay, so we're working now. Yeah, we're using a Mitsubishi pen today. I like it with the serial number, if you can see that. Like, no, this isn't really clear. And yeah, this is the serial number of the pencil, which I think is cool. Oh, and with our normal eraser here, one of my favorite eraser. Works pretty well. Oh, so today we have a longer question. It's still, I'm not sure it's section B or section A for this one, but then to me 10 points is a big question, so let's do it carefully. All right, so we have a function here. So fx is equals to x plus 9 minus 2. Oh, this is a trap here. A lot of my students fall into the trap, so let me get through those and you will know what. Inverse function, so we have to change it into changing subject. So we will have y plus 2 squared equals to x plus 9. So it's pretty easy that x, so I better not skip steps. Minus 9, you get to x, so our inverse function should be x plus 2 squared minus 9. Okay, so this is the, be careful with those because this function, when the normal function, original one, is actually something like this. So when we get to the inverse, it will not be, although this function looks like is a quadratic, but then it only cut off from what we have from the origin because the inverse will not happen when the original one is not there. So we just have to flip it accordingly. So we need to determine the domain and the range of it. So we need to find the domain of it. So B, domain for fx should be just we know that it should be x and then move 9 and then go down move to 9, so it should be x bigger or equals to -9. But then just checking, so we have a GDC question here, why not check it? So we will have our square root x plus 9. Make sure move out there and -2. So you can see that it starts from -9 onward, so it validates it. And then here's the inverse. Because this is there, so we have to start with the range of it. So it have to be x bigger or equals to -2, because the range starts from there. Be careful with, that's why I said that you need to be careful, because a lot of my students, a lot of normal public think that, oh, quadratic should be all real number. That makes people fall into the trap, because when you inverse this one, it only part of it. It looks a bit weird because the scale of the vertical and horizontal is different, but it's only come from there. So it doesn't go with the whole circle. So we have to base on what is the original it to find the image of it. So be very careful with it. Determine the x-intercept of those. So we just have to get that in. I will type that in first. X plus 2 square minus 9, because it's only come from there. So I'm going to show you a method to actually write down the domain of it. So all you need to do is comma, and then you shift the square bracket and give it the domain. It could be it can start from negative, and then it could be forever, but I have to make it a big number there so that it goes forever on my calculator. So it go up from there, and then now with the function I can do gsolve. Root, they ask you which one, so the blue one. C fx for fx, x should be equals to -5, and if you do that, the x-intercept is fine, because be careful again, be careful if it asks you for the coordinate, you have to write down the pairs. So for x inverse, this time I want the red one. You can have x equals to 1. It's only found as intercept, so this should be okay. And then last but not least, sketch those. Some of my students, when they sketch it, they put it into separate graph. For that, we should accept it, but remember for the correct domain. So it's just a sketch, so make sure you have, I'm using my ruler there. Move up a bit, yes. Okay, we can see it now. So, and just in case, I give it a showing that I know, let people know that what goes to x, I know it's reflected from there. And x-intercept, when you draw it, this is -5, and when you draw the other one, and this should be 1, and when you draw the other one here, okay, so this should be 1, and this is -5. Since it's just a sketch, it doesn't have to be in scale, but as long as you mark these number down. Although yes, it's not really up to scale, but that's the way it is. So this is another 4-point for the graph, and pretty straightforward. Oh, that was easy to get 10 points, not even 10 minutes. So actually we don't have enough time. Anyway, this is something else. Until next video, we'll have our next question, long question next time. Enjoy. Hi, it's Bonnie again. So this video we are using our Tombow pencil, high quality for general writing, and I'm going to use this, my funny eraser there. Sorry, they got special hairstyle there, it's just broken. And yeah, I like it very much because it got the organ, no, this is the bones, different bones in Japanese. I don't think the biology student could use this for exam, so let's close him out. Alright, so here's my eraser, and I got my ruler. No, I do not need to sketch for this question, so I put it away. Okay, so this is another question there, long question there, section B. Again, calculator allowed, so we are using our Casio CG50, just in case if you are not with us for long. Welcome and welcome back. I should do this. Oh, so we have two functions there. highlight the importance, and even is calculator allowed, they have unknowns in here. So we'll do a bit of calculation there. So first of all, for fx, write down these. So which means that we can use our calculator to do it. So the best way to do this is to just use the manual. I use the graph function, and then I just plug that in. 4x squared minus 8x plus 3. And then it should have everything. So for the x-intercept, I go to g-solve root. Yeah, they don't call you intercept. So careful, coordinate, we need to give them a pair. So 0.50 and 1.50. Some of my students, they learn now because they didn't write down the coordinate, they lost that mark. And an axis of symmetry, which is the vertex, so g-solve minimum, because it's like going upside down, so we have the minimum. So x equals to y. So remember, it have to be an equation again, so we will have to write down x equals to 1. You just run, or you use negative b over 2a equals to 8 over 4 over 8 equals to 1. That is not an equation. No, this is an equation, so be very careful with it. Thank you. I'm using a hair to remove that. Okay, so coordinate of the vertex. So again, coordinate is negative 1, 1. So easy, 3 points. Pretty easy actually. All right, that's why sometimes I like okay, let me write it nicely. I personally, I know calligraphy do not allow the same one day. Anyway, so part B, we got a bit of calculation. A function is fx gx minus fx. Find the discriminant. So which means that we need to put the function together. Gx negative 2x squared plus kx plus 3 minus the whole thing, 4x squared minus 8x plus 3. Alright, for me, yeah, I will do that. So I'll write it vertically. So I will have my equal sign here to help me a bit. Minus minus become minus 6. Minus minus become plus. Minus minus become minus. So now I should have 6x squared plus k plus 8x. So this should be the answer. I do it vertically, but my equal sign is only here. So I line them up so I can see vision clearly. Next 3 minus 3 is 0. So that's all I have. And then next bit. Hence, find the possible for 2 distinct roots. When you see that this number of roots there, you will think of the discriminant, which is negative b squared minus 4ac. Alright, this is what you will think of when they mention the discriminant. Not always, but then you will consider that. 2 distinct roots, so I will first write down discriminant bigger than 0 because it says 2. That gives you some points already. And then now we have b squared minus 4ac, mostly have to be bigger than 0. This gives us 8 minus 8 squared bigger than 0. Here is a quadratic inequalities. Do not, please, quadratic inequalities, yeah. So we will have k minus 8 bigger than 0 because you root both sides. Lucky you only have a 0 there. And then, however, this is the problem when you have the square, which means that you have a root everything bigger than 0. So what I'll do is like I will have k minus 8 all square equals to 0 first. So we do not k equals to 8, which means that your curve is like this. This is 8. So if you just write down 8k k is smaller, is bigger than 8, you get you wrong. So please do not just square root the both sides and then you get the answer. You have to put it into a quadratic, find the 0 first, and then you want the other two sides. So therefore, for two disjointed roots, k could be any number, being fancy here, remember her, and k is not equals to 8. Yep, this is a trap, so be careful with those. And then question C, I'm running out of space, so I use my next page. There we go. So C, given that k equals to 2, find the maximum vertical distance with those. So we have k, we have two functions here, and the maximum vertical distance, so we have to put together the function. So gx minus fx. Now we have negative 2x squared minus 2x plus 3 minus the whole thing, 4x squared minus 8x plus 3. Show that, and then we have to simplify those. So equals to negative 2x squared minus 2x plus 3 minus 4x plus 8x minus 3. Yes, and then that gives us negative 6 squared plus e. Oh, this is plus. Oh yeah, be very careful. So we have 10x. Make sure I copy your question carefully. So what we get here, and then you can find the maximum of those, which is, I use my GDC. So I exit, unselect this question equation to so that it doesn't distract me, plus 10x. And now we just g-solve, find the maximum. So what we can have, the when x equals to 0.88833, y would equals to 4.166. This time they are not asking you for the y, but actually asking you for the distance, which is this formula do. So your answer should be 4.17 here, not x. Let me run it. Therefore, max vertical distance should be this answer. So yes, this is a lot of trap here. It's not hard, but it's a bit annoying, I would say that. And there's a lot of trap there. So that's why she lost half of her hair. But now, you won't lose your hair because you know how to do it. Until next video, we'll see you. We'll talk about that more next time. Hi. Oh, this is funny again. We are using another black wing pencil, and this is black wing to the 100. I've used that for a while, so it's like there's a bit of history there. Yeah. So, and my 2 eraser. This question requires sketching, so I have my ruler here with me. So make sure you got all the material, and let's get started. Okay. So this time it's like cooling soup. Cooling, like physics people might know that when things get cool down, it's an exponential decay. Application of exponential as well. So this time it's the decay. So temperature S degree with the pot and stovetop, blah blah blah. So I don't care about the situation. Actually, I do have to care about it. But this is the function here, and time is in minutes. So be careful with those. Initial, this is a very important word. Initial, you're going to learn that. Even me, second language people, t have to be equal to 0 for initial. Pretty important, we need to know that. We need to show it's 90, so we have to show more steps from that. So which we have A, which is S0 equals to 20 plus 70 times 2 times 7 to negative 0.4 times 0. So that gives us 20 plus 70. You need to show that you know that 2 power 0 is 0. And 2 power 0 is 1, not 0. 1. Slip my tongue. So now we have, this is show that. So you do not get any points for just writing down the next 190 because they gave you the answer already. You have to do the working. So show a bit more working for them. And sketch the function of it. So we have to use our GDC with those. So delete old ones. And we have 20 plus 70 times 2.72 power negative 0.4 x. That should work. Hey, again, we lost our function here, so we need to go back to the V window to check it out. And it's pretty high temperature there. Initial is 90, so our domain, our range should be go to at least, I will assume that 120, like water boil. Like this is the time when you get to the context. Water or soup shouldn't be more than 120 degrees, right? So 100 should be 100. So 120 degrees should be the best for us. And for the soup cool down, it might start from should be start from 0, but I give it a 2 there. And I don't know how long it's going to be cool down, so I give it about, oh no, they give me the domain already, so a bit more from there. So it's -2 to 12, because this is the domain. Okay, pretty lovely now. So when we draw that, we have to draw our x-axis and y-axis. I use my ruler here. Use your ruler wisely. And then when you sketch, make sure you have all your intercept ready. So this is 90, and it should go down that way. Stop right there. Make it a 10. Alright, and then you might need to find the asymptote as well, because when it's never get lower than 10, so 20. So we have to write down the asymptotes, because just in case you know that. So it's never touch anything below 20. That's weird. Oh yeah, that makes sense, because its room temperature should be around 20. Depends on where you are. So for this case, it's 20 here. Alright, W degree is the port for after 2 minutes. So what you need to do, after the soup, remove the small button. A pot of water, that's this time water, after the soup is heated, is removed and so find the intersecting point with it. So I will have to sketch in the other function here. My underline is a bit annoying. So here we go. We have 20x minus 40. Alright, and then we have we have the domain there. So remember our trick from the last video if you're not. So here we go. Give it a comma and give it the domain there, because I got one function there already. So shift the square bracket 2 to 6. Perfect. So we have 2 to 6 there. So I will know that, find the intersecting point of it. So C1, G's of intersect. We are using the calculator here, so we need to find the intersecting point. So make sure you write down the both point. So 0.77 rounding and 35.6 going up to 25.5. This is the intersecting points. Alright, it says to be intersecting point, so I will give it a coordinate just in case. Alright, 2, state the meaning of it at the context of the intersecting point. So which means that is equal, so the intersecting point, therefore the temperature, oh there's no therefore, I'm explaining it. The temperature is the same, which is around 35.5 degree at the time after, not at the time, I didn't have a time there. Language. Around 3.77 minutes. Alright, so this tells us that at this time the temperature is the same, which is 35 degrees. So this is some writing there. Alright, find a range possible that ST is smaller than W. So we want the red on the graph, the blue below red. So this is another trap there. You might say that, oh, because it's the intersecting point, shall it be the range of it, the range possible when ST the blue is below that, so it should be anything from 3.77 onwards. You might want to say that. However, there is a domain right there, so we have to put it in. So after that, the temperature is not there, we do not know. So be very careful with it. If you just write down anything x bigger than 3.77, it doesn't work. You have to include this domain here. So that's why long question is could be straightforward, but then it's a bit tricky. So sketch the graph on the same set of part B. So I redraw it here. Indicate clearly the intersecting point. So I will have copy my graph here. Alright, this is 2, this is around 6, and this is the intersecting point. Where's the other number? 5.5. Alright, so I got, let's see. Indicate clearly the intersecting point and the intercept. Yes, that's all I do. I do not have y-intercept for that one. So that is our another 12 point. I can see. Actually, this question is 12 points, and we use a bit longer than 8 minutes, so with a lot of chit chat around. So that's it for our long question on another application of exponential decay for temperature. Alright, until next video, we'll see you next time. Give it a happy face. See you later with the no hair girl. Bye bye.